I think we're
Yeah,
good to get started.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining. We are excited for this particular office hour. We have been working hard since our proposal passed, and even before, really, to share our marketing strategic plan that we've had in development, as well as some metrics. So there is a Zoom link for this meeting. Please join it if you want to see the plan that we have in progress. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Actually trying to find the right thing to share, if you'll give me just a minute. Hold on, if you will. I have a couple of emails and it's trying to share the wrong thing. Can you see the marketing plan?
Yes, it's up.
Okay, awesome.
If you want to run through the plan, I'll kind of manage the stage chat. So if there's
That'd be
questions being
great.
asked, I can kind of like speak out loud. I'll just like pause you if anybody interjects or anything.
Okay, great.
Yep.
This is fairly long, so I'm going to go fast. Um, so first of all, the plan definitely covers all the major components of targeting our users, our unique selling proposition, competitive environment, etc. And so, first of all, our target users, there's been a lot of talk of product market fit, but we have to start somewhere. We have to market. So we're positing our target users as the seasoned crypto native traders. We brought those with us really from our centralized crypto, centralized ShapeShift days. DeFi enthusiasts, mid-level traders, and new DeFi entrants, people who are just dipping their toes in the water in DeFi. And then we're excluding crypto newbies. I think people who are new to crypto are going to go to someplace like Coinbase that makes it really easy, or who also offers a lot of tutorials on really what is a crypto wallet, really intro level stuff. And then for the future, one audience we may want to target is that institutional, the B2B investor. Our unique selling proposition, there's a lot here. This is not a marketing message. This is for us. So this is not what we would put on a press release. It's more for us to be on the same page. And we believe it's a single user-friendly app to buy, sell, trade, track, and invest crypto assets that's always free, technology and asset inclusive, open source, and community owned. And we obviously have proof points to support that. It's a lot, but it's really two parts. It's the app that does everything, and then that second part that is that sort of mojo or that ethos of being free, technology asset inclusive, and open source and community owned. And why does that matter? If you look at our competitive environment, there are a number of competitors that have parts of this. And I didn't create this chart. I really stole it from something really creative, so it's not exactly parallel, but um, a lot of our competitors have parts of this. They could even have a lot of what we offer, but they don't have everything. If you look at StakeDAO, for example, they have a lot. They're multi-chain, open source, community owned, but they're not free. So nobody combines it all. And if you map that against who we just talked about as being our target market, it does matter, because if you look at that ease, simplicity of managing finances in a really fragmented crypto landscape in one app, that's going to apply to both sides of that chain. It's going to apply to the crypto native trader who's managing a lot, who wants to do a lot on a lot of different chains, who has different wallets. It's also going to apply to that mid-level trader who wants it easy because they're not super new to it, but they're also not very super savvy in everything that they're trying to do. And then you look at the ethos of decentralization and self-sovereignty and being community owned, that is going to apply, and it's going to speak to that crypto native trader. So combining all of that unique selling proposition really applies to that audience that we're saying that we really appeal to the most. Are you seeing any questions? Anybody have any questions so far?
Yeah, no questions yet, no hands raised. So, yep, everybody's taking it. Looks like people are just taking it in. So, if you do
Cool.
have questions, feel free to raise your hand, and we can try to find a nice point to stop. But if not, just keep running through, and we'll hopefully fill up at the end.
Okay, no problem. So our pricing and distribution, our app is obviously free of charge and it's freely available for download. With some marketing plans, your pricing is a really important consideration, how you price it to be ideal. But for us, since it's free, that has implications on our marketing. And one is that we need to really broadly communicate its availability in that link, and at the same time emphasize its unique selling proposition, to why anybody would want to download it, why it's different, and differentiate it. We want to promote and reward downloads and usage, and particularly any revenue driving features. And we want to convert beta users to app.shapeshift.com, and that's going to be a heavy drive in Q4. And we want to ensure usability and maximum uptime. We don't want to just bring people to the app. We want to make sure that when they get there, that it's usable, that they have a good experience, so they don't come once and say, wow, this app just kind of sucks, and then leave. We also want to focus more efforts on user retention via promotions, incentives, and rewards. And we need to emphasize no KYC. It's funny. I mean, it's something we definitely have hit pretty hard, but if you go out there, you'll see that there's a number of media that will still say that we KYC. So that's a message that we need to and have been really promoting. So our marketing materials and channels, we have quite a few. We have shapeshift.com, the blog, Medium, the app itself, which we'll be able to do a lot more with once people are in the app. And Twitter, Discord, YouTube, and Instagram. Those are ones that M&G are really going to focus on as a smaller team. Unfortunately, we have a lot of launches. And we have a lot of messages to communicate on integrations, partners, etc. And we have a lot of charter things that we want to build on. And then we have Telegram and Reddit, which we are um, tagging is maintain. Those are ones we want to keep going, we want to keep posting on, but at some point we may want to really grow those, but we are not targeting those as aggressive grow right now. And then we have Web3, OneHive, and Odyssey, which would be great to grow. Their visibility are pretty low, and the LATAM and globalization team is taking the charge and really growing that now. So huge thanks to them for driving that. So what is our strategy? We've heard early on when we first had a work stream and we were getting feedback that our number one goal should be to drive app usage. I don't agree. I think our number one goal and most marketing goals are to drive revenue. Um, Obviously, those are very tightly tied together. Um, but I think focusing on the goal of helping to bring in revenue is really what we need to focus on. And I think the strategy is to take a multi-pronged approach in doing that by both driving users to the app and then getting them to do what we want them to do when they're there. And that's promoting specific activities that earn revenue for ShapeShift. I don't think that marketing is going to be a miracle maker in that with the business model that we have right now today, I don't think that we can go in and just, instantaneously bring in all the revenue that we need to drive our operations for now and in the future. I think we need to continue to explore our business model and make sure that we have all the revenue drivers and continue to build the revenue drivers that we need to make sure we're successful, and then marketing continue to promote those. All right, so what does that mean? How do we do that? We will get to tactics and metrics, but generally speaking, we need to continue our table stakes marketing. That means the things that we would generally do to promote our overall application capabilities and unique selling proposition, push our brand in a blended mix, promote new products and features. That's the stuff we do every day whenever we get a new integration going, a new product capability, a new partner. That's reactive marketing. It's coming. We need to communicate it. But we also want to design omni-channel marketing campaigns. In the past, we've had some things come up, and then we want to go out there with a press release and then promote that socially, or blog and promote that socially. So we're switching that up, and we're doing multi-channel tactics when possible, all at the same time. Depending on what we're launching. If it's important, if it drives revenue, we want to do press releases and then possibly a blog and social and an email push and digital ads and push notifications as we're capable with EPNS and Warm. If it's revenue generating, if it's a big enough deal, if the media will pick it up, each on a case-by-case basis. They do say that audiences really respond when they hear things 3 times. So if you're hitting them multiple times and you're hitting them in various different channels, some people are paying attention to one versus another, it's more effective. So that's what we're working to accomplish. And then also continuing, but with a little less emphasis, some of the just general brand activities like proactive PR, trying to get opinion pieces out there, events that don't pull in a lot of visibility or revenue, still focusing on key events, thought leadership blogs that just talk generally about where the market might be going but aren't driving back to offers that we have. Those are things that need to be done. Those are important things. But we do have a smaller team. So with that said, we're focusing a little bit more on things that are going to make a more obvious and tangible difference on our revenue and app growth. And then focus on short-term aims and long-term goals. It's easy just to focus on, okay, I worked in public companies for a long time, publicly traded companies. And if your revenue goes down, everybody reacts and, oh my God, we've got to do things right now to pull up next quarter's revenue cycle. And that can lose sight of your long-term goals. And I'm not saying we're publicly traded, but what I am saying is that it's really important to focus on what you're trying to accomplish in the short term, but also think about what do we need to do for the long term. And so that is also about the right mix, having a balance of doing things you need to do to promote launches, but also thinking, okay, we promoted this launch, but this one promotes revenue. So what are we going to do in the next 6 months to bring that back up again, setting us up for long-term success? So what does drive revenue? Taking a look at our revenue sheet, validators, tokamak via Foxy, earn vaults, on and off ramps, keep key, unstoppable domains. That's some of the key revenue drivers right now. Interesting. H. Payne was taking a look at our Google Analytics, and our number 2 most visited page is Keep Key, and that does drive revenue for us. So we're going to continue to look at Google Analytics, see where people are going. We'll look at Pendo, see what they're doing, and that'll help drive what people are doing, what they find interesting. And what's good about that is, let's say they're going in and they've got a ton of one token, they're doing a bunch of trades. Some of this activity may not earn us revenue, but it lets us know what we can direct them to that does, based on their interests. In the future, we'll have Yieldies. Idle Finance is coming up. CalSwap, Yat are both coming up, and Mount Pelerin, which is also could be very potentially good for us in terms of revenue. So what are we doing? These are the Q3 marketing tactics. This is just Q3. Some we've been busily executing on this plan, so some are already done. And so Yearn direct response, this is something we already launched, but because it's revenue generating, we swung back around and did an email campaign. Unstoppable domains, that was an omni-channel because that's revenue generating. So we did, they issued the press release, and it is brand building. It's also revenue generating. There was a social campaign and ongoing email campaigns to get people to get their NFT domain. That's going on. That's ongoing. Validator awareness, again, something that we had communicated but needed a little bit more love. Arena did a tweet storm on that. That has, I thought I updated that number. It had something like 360 engagements. Did not expect quite so much engagement on that. Even if that was juice, that's way higher than any engagement we've seen in a long time. So really good job on that. And I will say I do have metrics on some of these others, but this slide was already too big. So look for more metrics at the next Alt Fox. Wallets campaign, we just issued the press release. Hopefully you saw that, for all the new wallets that we connect to. And we decided to wait. Like, we could have done just, an announcement on each of these wallets individually, but decided strategically it made more sense to wait and just hit the market with, look at all these new wallets, including Wallet Connect, and make a big deal of it with a press release, emails, social, digital ads, and video. Because we've got great graphics people with T-Wells and Shocks to just make everything work harmoniously together. And I've just got that out. It's looking good so far, but we'll have more metrics for you. A campaign on ramps that H. Payne is lead on. He did a tweet thread on that. That's also had great engagement, and we'll be doing email on that. Also a renewed focus on Keep Key. We did a tweet on that. There's a discount for getting a Keep Key through ShapeShift, and we'll be doing an email campaign. Idle Finance is coming up. That will be a pretty holistic campaign. CowSwap launch, also very omni-channel. We'll be doing social brand campaigns and promotions. You saw that Toasty just did a great promotion. Toasty, how many engagements did you have on that? It was something insane.
Yeah, we entry wise, which was retweets, follows, and tagging people, I think we passed over 1,000. I think we had 1,083 total entries. And then outside of that, the engagement levels were pretty crazy.
Yeah, so we want to return to more of that and see if we can get some campaigns that actually reward people for connecting with the app, because that'll drive app usage and connections. So that'll be upcoming. And then Foxy's, you saw on our revenue, what brings in revenue. That brings in revenue. We haven't announced it yet. We've still been told to hold a bit until we have V2 going, but we'd like to make a big deal of that. And then obviously we'll just continue promoting any additional engineering launches. So what are our metrics that we'll be tracking? We've broken up into two, so just for quick visibility, there'll be shared metrics that we share with product and engineering, and then there'll be just our individual group metrics. So first, increase in user traffic to the app. We're looking at 5% month over month, or increase in user traffic to our website, 5% month over month. Twitter, increase in followers, 2.7% month over month. 4% increase engagement. Medium, 7% follower growth. 2,000 total views, 4,000 engagements. Email campaigns. This is tough because we're in a warming campaign. We had a bad reputational score when we first got the list, and everything was going to spam. But we're trying to do 2 to 3 campaigns a month, and we're just saying 20 opens on the first batch. The first batch is usually getting delivered, second batch is not so much. And so we're setting baseline metrics, and then as we start getting better deliverability, we'll adjust the metrics. But 20 opens on batch one is industry standard, so we'll hope to achieve that. And then for our press releases, 30 pickups per press release, 1 to 2 custom media articles, and 1 to 3 media mentions about ShapeShift per month. And then our shared metrics, we're looking at 15% month over month growth in total app users. We now have Pendo, and this is a baseline that we're going to be establishing once we've migrated users from beta. And then 15% month over month increase in trade volume using OX Tracker. And then 10% month over month growth in fiat purchases. 20% increase in staked assets. That's all in, anything staked. And 20% increase in number of users depositing into all of these protocols all in. In the future, here are the revenue-focused campaigns that are capabilities that we think will make a difference that we really want to focus on. CalSwap, Yieldies, Mount Pelerin, MetaMask Snaps, Foxchain, and really taking a look at how much we want to evaluate messaging towards the institutional player. So that's it. That's what I've got. That was a lot of
Awesome. Thanks
talking.
for yeah, thanks for running. See what your screen's doing right now. Anyways, it's logged out, so it's not being on the
Okay,
recording.
awesome. I don't have
But I think
anything
you can still
secret
see it
in
in
here.
the Zoom.
Here we go.
Yeah, but just don't open up any. There you go. Yeah, don't open any crypto wallets up. Cool. Yeah, if there's any other questions that people have or any comments and stuff, if you want to raise your hand, we can bring you up on stage. Feel free to type them out. We'll field some of those to give Lindsay a quick break from talking. Oh, one thing that I will bring up while we're waiting to get some, comments or questions in here is I saw Meg posted about like the giveaway. The giveaway was really good. There was also, I will be the first to say, and I think I posted this even in general, there was an issue with payouts of us getting scammed essentially, which was really eye-opening. So we had to do double payouts for the Fox, which luckily, well, not luckily the price of Fox is down, but the amount of Fox that we gave out, could be eaten by our budget. But it was really eye opening in terms of the amount of scams and spam that is in our Discord currently. So we had a kind of infiltrated attack. It was a group of people that were watching our social, watching our Discord, and able to reply in our DMs. And unfortunately, with Sprout, it doesn't create DMs for separate people. So we had reached out to the winner after we announced it and said, "Hey, congratulations, you won." This person has actually already won a Shapeshift giveaway in the past, about a year and a half ago. They won $250 worth of ETH. It's really funny that they happened to win again by pure like randomness. I put them through like a random number generator. But at that point, when we reached out, posted it on Twitter, they took about 20 minutes to get back to us. During that time, we had about, maybe GK can correct me, but we had a few tickets open up in our Discord of people claiming to be that person. And in our Sprout Social, in our Twitter, we had about, I think at last I counted 9 people that were reaching out. They had duplicated the winner's profile. They had used Twitter accounts that had a significant amount, hundreds, if not thousands, of followers. And they copied his username, changing an asterisk here or there, or changing a zero to an O, uh, copied his bio, and all of that coming into our Twitter. So it's something that we just need to be kind of like mindful of, that for this person to act as quickly as they did and come into our Discord, that while we, GK does a great job and the Mod Squad does a great job of like getting some of those people out of here, everybody be a little cautious. Those people still exist in the Discord. They're still bad actors in any Discord, any community that's kind of passing as good actors, laying in dormant accounts, waiting for this kind of thing. Hunt and myself were able to track the person that took the funds they sent the Fox to Uniswap, they traded it to wrapped ETH, they sent that wrapped ETH to another wallet, and they rerouted that other wallet to a main wallet account. So it seems like it's a team of people that has a value of I think they had over $2 million in funds in that wallet at the time. So they're definitely not just doing it to us, they're doing it to other communities. They had a lot of NFT spam in some of their wallets too. So they would set up, fake Nike NFTs and fake mints and try to infiltrate other discords to get people to mint stuff really quickly. And with $2 million, it seems like they're pretty successful at it. But I just wanted to raise that awareness to everybody. It's something we faced. It's the first time I have sent funds to the wrong address in like 6-7 years. So it was like a little bit of a wake up call for myself. It led to me spending about 4 hours of wiping every single one of my wallets, creating new wallets and everything as well. Just because if you interact with a bad wallet or a spam wallet, it puts you at risk. Even though we're all on the blockchain, we're all, people can see everybody's wallet. It's just a good rule of thumb that if you do, knowingly or unknowingly, if you find out you interacted with a spam account, try to move the funds off that wallet, create a new wallet. Remember, like, cold storage practice rules. So it just got me to like move some of the stuff around a little bit, learn my lesson, and you know, yeah, just wanted to give everybody that. Even that's not mostly marketing talk. That's more of like a little bit of security, a little bit of scammer talk. But yeah, it's good practice, security practices. So don't sign any transactions, don't send funds like I did to a wallet that's not double, triple checked. And for any future giveaways, we now have a new process of reaching out to them on social using native Twitter, which is held by the Fox Foundation, to confirm that that tweet is valid and that DM is valid, and then having them join our Discord and posting screenshots linking those two together. So we'll definitely have some more security practices for giveaways in the future. Now, I'll get off my soapbox of, everybody's out to get you, because it's crypto. Everybody's out to get you. But so just, use best practices. Get a keep key. We give great discounts for keep keys. Grab any kind of hardware wallet you have. Don't keep a large amount of funds on hot wallets. Never sign any random transactions. Don't connect your wallet to any account that you don't know is like valid. Never click any links. That's the tough one about working in a DAO and working in Web3 is like, if you have a good trust relationship with the person, opening links is fine. But if not, if you're in different Discord, just poking around, just always be cautious of the links that you're clicking. They look a little bit longer than usual. Open them up in a different browser that's not connected to your wallet. Just use some of those best practices.
All right. Well, I guess
So,
I would
yeah.
ask if anybody has any concerns that the marketing plan is not headed in the right direction, any metrics are missing, we're missing anything critical,
We,
let me know. And if you don't want to speak here, just hit me up in a DM. I've walked Willie and DeFi and Diggy through this. They're not able to be here today. And we aligned on some of those metrics, but at this point, this is what we're going to work against. So
yeah,
hoping
we
to
do have a
avoid
question.
any of the. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Meg just posted, will marketing growth also be a part of the Foxchain discussions and strategy, or will Foxchain team build their own marketing team?
I mean, that is a good question. I don't know the answer to that. Um, let me get back to you on that. Generally, the things that happen out of the DAO, we market. I need to take a closer look at how separate that is. Um, I wasn't. Let me, Meg. Let me get back to you on that, and we'll have a better update on what we would potentially do for that at the All Fox. Does that sound like an okay answer?
Yeah, she said no answer right now is okay. They're after their AMA this week. It seems like a contentious topic. So I 100% agree with your answer, Lindsay, and like I would echo the same thing. Is that it's very vague. We don't know. It hasn't even passed. It hasn't even gone up to proposal. Obviously, they had their AMA. So I think there's still a lot to dig in. Any of the marketing stuff will have to be discussed, hopefully during that forum post. Um, and then what did PTT ask? Does marketing have established ways to be able to report on quote revenue generated per user?
Um, we just recently got Pendo, and I'm taking a look at the tool now. I think Diggy has a little bit more insight, is a little bit more familiar with the tool. Um, so I almost think that that is a better question for her than me, but we can definitely see a lot of the activity that's happening on the app. Um, but by user, I'm not sure.
Cool. I'm looking.
We can see in Pendo, though. Actually, I do want to just expound on that a little bit. I was watching, we just recently got it online. And so there was like, the day we got it, sharp uptick that just depicted the fact that we're now getting data. We saw, and this is just users, basically users using the app. And it described kind of an up and down pattern, as you might see, as you might expect. And we were hovering in between, say, 250 to 300 users per day. And then Toasty did the promotion. And then we started seeing this creep upwards. You could see a definite effect of that promotion. And then we did the Wallet Connect campaign, and there was a sharp uptick where we hit almost 400 users per day. We had released a press release, a social campaign, and then started doing the email campaign. And you could definitely see an effect. Whether it's coincidental, I don't think so. Could be, but having this data now and watching long-term trends will give us an idea of whether or not, you know, do we see an uptick every time we issue a press release, every time we start an email campaign, which email campaigns look more effective. It will be very interesting to see, but I think having it longer term is going to be more meaningful as we can start to see longer term data.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks for diving into that a little bit more. I think Hunt's fielding some questions about Cosmos, IBC. Okay. Doesn't look like there's any more questions. I'll give everybody, 30 more seconds or so. If anybody wants to ask any questions, make any comments, I'm super pumped that, Lindsay's been doing a great job as interim workstream leader. Um, we've been ramping up the team quite a bit. HBN and Arena have been really stepped up their game and been running quite a bit of comms and social and pretty much any of the launch campaigns and been helping Lindsay out with all of that and her strategy behind this. So the marketing team's like in a really good place, and I'm super excited to see where they go. I will be helping out here and there, but over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to slowly transition myself into a bounty role. So if, like, big projects come up, I would like to see the end of TDM. But I think the work stream's in good hands and everybody's worked really well on it. So yeah, no other questions come up. I think we're at a good spot to bring Lo-Fi back up. What do you think, Lindsay?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Thanks to everybody. I will say thanks to everybody who's been contributing to marketing. Thanks to everybody very much for your faith and waiting to see what we do. And we're really looking forward to seeing what we can produce. If you have any feedback at all, just don't hesitate to hit me up.
Nice. All right, let's bring lo-fi back up. Thanks, everybody. I'm gonna start shutting this down.